The purpose of this video is to cover lessons in accessibility that were learned in this mission. The two articles presented in this mission were Principles of Accessible Design and Designing Learning Opportunities for Students with Learning Disabilities using WebAIM. The new concepts that I have learned are this. As presented in the Designing Online Learning Opportunities for Students with Disabilities on WebAIM, it covered the fact that there are visual, auditory, motor, and cognitive disabilities that need to be addressed in the online platforms. However, I was very familiar with the visual, the auditory, and the motor in regards to use of technology. The discussion around the cognitive accessibility in those online platforms was something that was new and I hadn't considered very much previously. This lesson here was particularly poignant. It says, theoretically, these standards are fully implemented. Websites designed to these specifications should be accessible to all learners. However, the standards have been criticized for focusing on sensory and physical disabilities and not enough on cognitive access. Thus, the current standards align themselves with physical and sensory disabilities, e.g. mobility concerns, deaf, blind, but do not focus on those with reading disabilities or other learning challenges, such as Priest, Rudenstein, and Westing, 2012. Now, this was something that I myself had not considered, but will need to consider moving forward. Important concepts that were learned. Not only do we need to consider the laws and standards as laid out by the Americans with Disabilities Act, but also need to consider the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, the WCAG. This point that I really thought was important was that they need to be perceivable, which also covers the vision and hearing, operable, which is people with those physical disabilities, understandable, which meets those people with the cognitive disabilities. That was somewhat new to me. And then they also need to be robust, a wide range of technologies, including old and new user agents and assistive technologies that can access the content. So going forward, concepts in practice. One tool that I thought was really helpful was using on the WebAIM site the principles of accessible design, little things that I could go through and immediately implement on any online learning that I have or any online platform that there is made. Following these checklists should make sure that anything I put online should be accessible to all learners.